up, guys? My name is Akasan.
And I'm Tom, aka the Last Hot Sauce.
The Last Hot Sauce. And speaking of the last things, let's get into honest trailers in game. You saw Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big one. It was a big movie. It was the end of an era of the Avengers. Everybody loved it, I guess. It is now the #1 movie of all time, not counting inflation. That is amazing. 2.9 billion.
I couldn't believe that this couldn't surpass the Avatar movie without them re-releasing Endgame with the additional footage.
Well, I mean,
that was great, but I didn't think it was that great.
I mean, we're gonna be let's to be fair, Avatar had actually been re-released as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And 2 or 3 times, I think. And on top of that, it was it was in theaters for about a year or so. Whereas now, 10 years later, the movie world is a little different. And in some countries, for me, Avengers never left the theater.
Oh.
So there was no re-release, and we got to see that bonus footage. They showed it on the final day, right before Far From Home came out, because I went to a double feature that was 5 hours long.
Oh my God.
And in 4DX. And I was like, and I kind of looked at my friend, I'm like, ugh, people are gonna go pay money for this bonus footage?
Yeah.
No, thank you, my friend.
But I haven't seen Avatar.
What? Really?
I don't know why. Just never saw it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a different thing. And no disrespect to Avatar, because I loved Avatar at that time, and it was a game changer. We are where we are in movies today because of Avatar, so much respect to that. But there's a new king now, and it is Avengers. But all that being said, Screen Junkies wants us to know not how it should have ended, but an honest version of the movie. Let's see what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
This should be good.
Presented by The Boys.
The Boys!
Fight to Superheroes. Watch now, only on Amazon Prime
I love
Video.
that show.
You get on that.
After 21 MCU movies, prepare for the final conclusion of the Infinity Saga. And also part 2 of Infinity War, penultimate film of Phase 3, intro to Phase 4, and backdoor pilot for about 3 Disney Plus shows. Whew. You remember when movies just, ended, and then your imagination had to take over?
Ha!
Sounds exhausting.
Sure does.
Avengers.
I get the money. I get the money, Disney.
The most successful crowd-pleasing global film franchise is back. But since life on Earth sucks now, it's all about grief. Loss.
Lost again.
Yeah?
It's supposed to be me.
Depression.
Are you crying?
No. And despair.
Thanos should have killed all of us.
Because today's escapist fantasy isn't becoming a superhero. It's going back to fix your mistakes instead of scraping by in the waking nightmare of your own failure.
Damn.
Did I do a time heist? On my life? Since half the population vanished, or as introverts call it, winning the lottery.
Messed up.
Facebook remains unpopular. Culture got frozen in 2017.
Yeah, I was one.
And an shortage has forced directors to cast themselves.
Yep.
I cried
Yep.
just before dessert.
Now, the Avengers must band together to do what every big franchise does when they write themselves into a corner of time travel.
Nah.
The survival.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
That's what I call Marvel Tour of Your Fandom, with several alternate camera angles on the Avengers.
I'll have that drink now.
A trip to the SHIELD base where they store all the movie's closure. The corpse that demands you lose someone you love, or at least your work bestie.
Yeah.
And a daring raid to justify the existence of Thor: The Dark World. Together, a whole bunch of wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff they'll try to explain 100 times.
Either it's all a joke or none of it is.
None of it's a joke. Now explain yourself.
Travel to the past. That past becomes
Right,
the future.
right.
Your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
Now explain it again with a visual aid.
That helped out.
It did a lot, actually.
Remove one of the stones,
It really
and that
did.
close splits.
Now explain it again, but simpler.
You're not trying to stop something I'm going to do in our time. You're trying to undo something I've already done in theirs.
Even simpler.
Changing the past doesn't change the future.
You know, maybe time travel's a paradox, no matter how it gets justified.
Fair enough.
True.
See? With all your favorite Marvel heroes who aren't clogging up an air filter somewhere, like Iron Man, who's really mature
that a dinosaur?
Iron Man 1, but is still the a-hole
I just saw a dinosaur right there.
let someone else get the last
Is that a
word.
movie?
No, no. Inevitable.
Iron Man.
Captain America, who after spending a decade in the present day, has learned to curse,
Son of a bitch. Can't be
lie,
Hell, I do.
and look at guys'
I love when
butts.
they did
That
that.
is America's ass.
It is.
Thor, who it's okay to make fat jokes about, because he's also suffering from a very realistic post-traumatic stress disorder.
Sure.
What do you think is coursing through my veins right now?
Cheese whiz. He's struggling. Down the runtime by finishing his art before the movie starts.
I know, it's crazy.
Hawkeye, who deals with the loss of his family by having a very cyberpunk midlife crisis. Ant-Man, who thanks to the internet's brain poisoning, is a letdown every time he's not inside Thanos' ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Widow, who finally gets a primary storyline in one of these movies, killing herself to motivate the boys. At least you can tell the passage of time by her hair. That's something.
True.
Rhodey, hoping and praying they don't travel back before Iron Man 2. Who ruins the Avengers' plan so many times. The most helpful thing she does
Just kill
is
herself.
kill Nebula.
Yeah. Yeah. Kill herself.
And Captain Marvel,
Hey.
who's so powerful, the movie desperately finds excuses to leave her
Yeah,
out.
that's
The
true.
things that are happening on Earth are happening everywhere.
That's
so you might
true.
not see me for a long time.
Until it comes up with an excuse to bring her in.
And she came in.
So Marvel can finally have her lead the first all-female Avengers team-up shot.
I wonder how that's gonna work.
Maybe Marvel
Yeah.
will let them team up together in a
18.
sequel? Ugh. Okay, maybe they can all pose again in the background of the Loki show. Remember
Gotta fix so
Thanos,
much
the
stuff to get to the whole
MCU's
female
most
cast
complex
like that.
and motivated villain yet. He did. Is old Thanos. New old Thanos.
Yeah.
Younger old Thanos. You know, the version who sits and lets everyone else do all the work.
Yeah.
Find the stones.
What will you do?
Wait.
Who steals his evil plans from Spaceballs.
Reduce to atoms.
You used them 2 days ago.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie?
Now.
What should we do them?
Nothing. Yet.
Go back to then. When? Now. Now? Now. I can't. Why?
We missed it.
When? Just now.
And who commands a faceless CGI army, the likes of which we have never seen before.
True.
Since his last two faceless CGI
Yeah,
armies.
yeah, fair enough,
But whatever.
fair enough.
Watching
Always.
Fight Thundercat was the best moment of my life.
Yes.
That was
I wasn't the birth
awesome.
of my children, guys. Sorry, kids.
Yes.
Not worthy of my time. So in a world where everyone hates Game of Thrones now,
Yeah,
everyone's
that's true.
worried
Fuck that
about
show.
Star Wars, and J.K. Rowling won't stop crapping on the floor of her legacy. It's a minor
Wow.
miracle. We got a satisfying conclusion to a global nerd
Fair enough.
franchise.
Yeah.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Forever, or the entire film industry will collapse. No sympathy from us, Disney. You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
Starring
That is true.
Iron Deficient Man. Revenge.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, he does do that a lot.
Oh, now I'm gonna see it every time now.
Right?
Iron Roots.
I have
BoJack Norseman. Jeremy Renner's one big line of acting.
Go grab your hammer, and you don't find you talk to him.
Go downstairs. Go help. They need you right now.
Yeah.
We need more Russos. Give me more Russos.
Avengers!
Hey.
Assemble.
Easy ex-girlfriend.
What?
Werther's original Avenger. And Ratman and Time Band. Coming soon to Disney Plus. I Love You 2.8 billion.
There you go. Yes.
Damn, that's a long one.
Oh my god. Her mobile plan is still active?
Yep.
Clint, you gotta turn off autopay, man. Did this honest man cast hideous laughter on you? That's a D&D spell, which you'd know by now if you watched our new episode of Fandom Uncovered,
Oh, okay.
Dungeons and Dragons. This
There you go.
episode
That's
was
what you
brought
gotta
to you
do.
by
Yeah,
The
there you go.
Boys. Watch the new series only on
The Boys.
Video. You thought it was Epic
What
Voice
was the
Guy,
shit right there?
but it was
Yep.
me, Dio. I am inevitable. I am Groot.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I am Iron Man.
I am Batman.
Well, thank you. All right. So there we go. There we go. All All right, so there you have it.
Captain America clenching. Yeah.
I never. They find the strangest things, and now we can never unsee it.
I gotta be watching all these movies now.
Barry Allen, bobblehead. They notice everything. So
You gotta give credit to them, yeah.
faceless aliens. Never even thought about it, but you know, it still was a good story. It still was
I
great.
feel like it's faceless aliens, kind of like a DC thing, to do faceless aliens all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's a Hollywood thing at this point. Like I remember when they first introduced it was the Phantom Menace, where we had like robots fighting the Jar Jar Binks type of people, and I didn't really care because nobody was real on screen. I knew it was obvious computer work. So at least now they're mixing it a little bit more to make it more entertaining. But that's the one thing I hate is when you have like
Too much CGI.
yeah, when you just have CG fighting CG. I don't care.
Yeah.
But you know, Aquaman was a good example of trying to mix it together where, yeah, there was a bunch of stuff going on that wasn't real, you know.
Oh, don't get me started on Aquaman. Ooh.
Did you not like it?
Oh my god, it was like 5 movies like rolled into one. Like every kind of new scene they go to was like another movie. Like when they're in the cave, it was Indiana Jones. When they were like, it was like a new movie. Everything.
I could see that.
It was so
I could see
ridiculous.
that.
So ridiculous.
I could see that, but you know what? I just like the fact that it was finally a DC movie that didn't suck. Outside of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like you didn't want to punch a wall or something at the end of the movie. You're like, that was pretty good. That was good, you know, like.
It's better than expected.
Exactly.
Low expectation.
Lower expectations. But speaking of higher ones, Endgame actually was very satisfying. Now the big question for you is, there's a huge debate between the writers and the directors about Captain America's ending. Which version do you think, if Captain America, what happened with Captain America? Did he go back in time and live out his life in the same universe, in the same dimension, and just grew old and there were 2 Caps at the same time? Or did he go to an alternative multiverse, an alternative universe, live with Peggy, and then wait till Peggy died, he got old, and then he returned back to that same point?
I think he created another timeline. I think they said that where everything they do creates a new timeline. So him staying there creates a new timeline, but then he still had that suit to go back to the timeline that he was originally from, to give that shield.
Okay, so you're going with the you went to alternative timeline instead of grew old in the same time.
But I think the biggest problem people had about Captain America staying back there is like he's just gonna sit his ass not doing anything, because he cannot do anything to change the time. Like he can't join another war.
Right, he let 9/11 happen and like, all that shit. But yeah, I'm alright with that.
What does Captain America do without fighting?
But at the same time, there's another Captain America around, so
kind of. He's like Frozen, you know.
Yeah, I mean he could have. Yeah.
And then like when like the Chitauri comes, like they just sit there like, nah, I got it already. Like. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. The honest trailers to Endgame. Stay tuned for us. At one point in time, I will do a live reaction and watch through with you guys with commentary. I'm debating on when I want to do it. Probably after all this is all handled, and probably in September when things calm down a little bit. Right before we get hit with all the fall shows, because then it's going to be crazy.
I am happy the way how it ended, though. At least it wasn't like a How I Met Your Mother or a Game of Thrones.
Only one of those I can comment
Did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
No, I didn't.
Oh, basically like, spoiler alert, basically they spent the whole season trying to find out who's the mother. They do, but then like, you know, she dies like at the end of the show, and then like he falls back in love with like the original girl from like season 1. But I'm like, okay, well this is kind of just stupid. And
Honest Trailers made a really good point about that. Is at least something ended in a good way. Like
Another thing you can nitpick about Captain America, but like, the ending was good.
It was
satisfying.
It was inevitable. All right, make sure you guys check out, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and make sure you check out The Last Hot Sauce. I will leave the details in the description below. And if you're at the Pokemon Go Fest this weekend and such, make sure you come on and say hello to your boy.
If you see future Trunks with playing Pokemon, then come say hi.
Time travel. Hey!
Yeah.